What is up, everybody? It is your dude, Chuck. That's right, I'm here. I'm here to show you more indie comic goodness. Today, I'm going to keep the swearing down. I'm going to almost, you know what? I'm going to attempt to do a show with no cursing. I'm going to attempt to do that because I'm actually reading, I just read the following Casework, Saving Grace, Part 1 of 4. And it's a good book, but there's a lot of like Christian analogs to it, and so of course it's not going to help anybody else to be able to show the video off if I'm effing and S and all over the place, right? So I'm going to try to chill it out. Let's see what happens. All right, so let's get straight to it. First off, this is by Jack Holder, and it was Jack Holder is the creator of the following Casework. He's done a bunch of other stuff. He's also a novelist, really intelligent young dude who has a lot to say, which is obvious when you read this book. The art is done by, illustrated by Lucas Santos. Dude, the art is beautiful. Jack and I were talking a little bit, and he had said that he related this great story about talking to Tom King, of all people, and showing him the book. And Tom was like, hey, does that dude work for Marvel? And I'm like, yeah, it's got that quality of art. It's freaking beautiful. Chun-Lin Zhao comes in. I know I've seen them on a couple things. I think they did Wretches as well. Could be wrong, but... And then lettered by Micah Myers. So for me, as someone who is into the indie world and knows that, those are a lot of big names. Big deal. So, very cool. I liked it. It looked good. It's part 1 of 4, so you need to know that going in. You're not gonna get a definitive end. It's going to it's leading up to bigger things. So what it's all about is it is about a church that's struck by lightning 7 times in the exact same spot right there on the pulpit, and so that's, I mean, coincidence times 1,000. Gotta make sure my drink's good. So that's already something weird. But then at the same time, there is a school shooting in the nearby town. And how these two connect, obviously it's issue 1, you're not sure. But how they kind of make the two things happen simultaneously is really cool. The art, like, just, the way it happens is really neat. I really like how it happens, and of course Jack's writing really helps to kind of fill things out and make it happen. It's brutal, and it's brutal not just in the images, but in its honesty. There was one point where the two main characters are Bev and Titus. And Titus had been reading his phone, a newspaper on his phone, about the shooting. And by the way, Bev and Titus are the investigators. They're basically like investigators of faith. She is actually a skeptic. She's an elf, and she's not even really a Christian that I know of. So she kind of takes the skeptic point of view. It has sort of an X-Files feel where he's a believer and she isn't so much. So I like that a lot. And he seems to really understand the greater faith of things, which is kind of the spiritual side of things, which is kind of neat because it's not explained. So you have to take what he says on faith, which adds sort of like another level to it. But they're talking about this shooting, and I'm trying to find exactly where the line is. But basically, what he ends up saying is she asks what he was reading, and he says that it was about the shooting, and she says how many. He said just another school shooting, and she says, well, how many died? Or how? No, she says, how bad was it? And he says, only 5 died. She says, okay, so it's not so bad then. And that's a real take on our society today. The fact that a shooting that only had five deaths isn't that bad. Because in my humble opinion, and I'm sure in a lot of people's, it is that bad. So how have we gotten to there? And I think that there's going to be a lot of that sort of, and I mean, it's not, it doesn't feel like the politics is shoved down your throat, but it's a part of it. And I liked that. I felt like that really kind of dug me into the whole kind of mentality of what's going on in our world. And, you know, we have these moments of miracles and these moments of absolute sadness. And how do the two of those kind of live in one world together? And I think that's a lot of the stuff that he's going to be exploring in this. The problem with Saving Grace is this is only issue 1 of 4. So what else, you know, where does this lead to? So that's something that we're going to have to keep up with. But I really feel like this is a cool start, something that you guys are going to enjoy and really take you on to the next issue and the next issue and then the final issue. So I would ask you to go check them out on Kickstarter right now. Check out what they've got going on. He has a whole bunch of other titles, including the first issue of the following Casework, which I know that I can't seem to find. It might have been on the other channel or something, but I know that I talked about the first following Casework at some point. So it was good. And I definitely would like to, for you guys to check it out. Check that one out. Check this one out. And keep going with the series. That's going to be about it for now, man. That's how I feel. I think it's a good book. I think it's worth checking out. I think it's definitely going to only get better. And that's a big deal. Is, you know, you read some number ones, you're like, that was good, but I don't even feel the potential. The potential is absolutely there. So I think that issue 1's good. But issues 2, 3, and 4, they're going to be even better because you know that they're building up to something. So, I think I'm going to have to bid you all adieu. And I'm going to say my new favorite saying. And that is, my name's Chuck. And I give